Okay, so we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. This is our slope-intercept form. Can someone, based on prior knowledge, tell me what slope is in this equation? Thank you. M is our slope. So if m is the slope, what is the y-intercept? Any guesses? The b is our y-intercept. Okay? Now, what on earth is a y-intercept? Yeah, we can think of it as the idea of where you start at. Let's look at it visually real quick. So when we say where you start at on a graph, or where it crosses, this thing is called the what? The y-axis. So y-intercept does what? It's where, correct, it's where it intersects the y-axis. Okay, so if we had a line that looked like that, it would cross at that blue dot. So that's our y-intercept. So slope and y-intercept form is the most common way that you're going to see a linear relationship. Okay, once again, y-intercept is where what? Okay, what is also true? What's also true about this point right here? We don't know the y value for this point in blue, do we? I didn't tell you what it was, right? So we're going to call it y. What is the x value right here? Great job. So x is always 0 at the y-intercept. Always. That's it. 100% of the time, when we want y-intercept, what can we do with x? Let it be 0. Okay? So just to kind of show you what we're talking about here, if I say y equals 3x plus 2, okay, what's m? What's my slope? 3, and I'm going to write that as a fraction. It's 3 over 1. So my slope is rise 3 and run 1. Okay, and my b value is what value? My y-intercept is what value? 2. So I want to graph this now. Okay, I want to graph this. So I've got a graph. Now, as Allison said, we're going to use this idea of start. So where does this graph start? It starts at 2, but what is the x value for this 2?
0.
Remember, x is always what at the y-intercept?
0.
0. So we're going to put it at 0, comma 2. Is everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah? Raphael? Yeah? Zach? Brylan, are you okay with that? You sure? What are we okay with? Okay. So basically, whatever you see on the end becomes your intercept, where it crosses. Okay. Now let's use our slope, rise over run. So how far up do I need to go? I need to go up for my point 3. So 1, 2, 3. How far to the right do I have to go?
2.
Rise over run. What's run? 1. So I'm going to put my next point right there. Okay. Now what if I want to go the other direction? Just then I went up and to the right. So which way should I have to go the other way?
Left. Down and left.
Down and left, right? Down and left? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, what's negative 3 divided by negative 1?
Negative 3.
Positive.
Are these two things, in white and red, are those equal to each other?
Yes.
Yes. So because those are equal, I can go down 3. And 1, 2. I skipped one by accident. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. And I can go left 1. So I put a dot. Now, my dots aren't perfect, okay, but pretty close.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So, we have a line now. Y equals 3x plus 2. It crosses at 2. My slope is 3 over 1. Any questions? No. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get the whiteboard out, okay, under your desk, and they have a graph on it. I'm going to put up another problem and give you a few minutes, and then I want you to hopefully have correctly graphed it. So let me put up a graph here. Okay, Brylan. So I want you to try 2x minus 1. So use the idea of find your m. So write down m, and then after you write down m, write down b, and then try to put those on the graph. Use it. It'll be, even though it's kind of messed up, we can still Okay? If you have a question, I'll walk around and help you.
Okay.
Start with the y-intercept for all of these, because it'll be easier to start there. I mean, you can write it down. I mean,
I got 1 point.
okay, where did that point come from? 2 over 1. Where are you supposed to be starting? Actually, you didn't copy it down, right? It's minus 1. So always start with the y-intercept first. Okay, we can't start at 0, 0 because it doesn't start at 0, 0. Hold on. Where does it start? No. No, not quite. Closer than his though.
I was lying.
Okay, so we want to look at m and b. So write m equals,
2.
what does m equal? What's our slope? It's the thing in front of x. And then we want to make that a fraction, so 2 over 1. And then what's b value? Close. What's written up there? No. What is this value?
Imagine if I think I got it.
Not quite.
Oh.
Very close, but not quite. So I think I've identified a small error. Okay, a lot of people are starting at 1, but this problem says that m equals 2 over 1. Most people got that. But what is b for this problem? Negative 1, not positive 1. So where should your y-intercept be? Negative 1. So you need to start at negative 1. So we want to start at negative 1 for the y-axis. So negative 1. Now you can count up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Once again, that's not negative 1. Oh, gotcha. Well, go ahead and put that down though. Yeah. Then sorry. Not quite. It's got to be on the y-axis.
Imagine
So
now.
it says negative 1, so let's start on the y-axis.
No.
Okay, now put a line.
Oh.
Yep. Now put a line. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I done it.
Negative 1 for y.
Yeah.
Down here, negative
I
1.
did it with the hoe.
Now up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1.
The inches was
Yes. So now just connect it with a line. Okay.
Started negative.
Okay. So most people after we figured out the negative situation, after we figured that out, where we put our value here, okay? Yeah, thank you. Did all 25 print?
I hope so. I mean, that's all that was there.
Okay. Was there like a tray that needed paper or something? Oh, and you put more paper in? Okay. Thanks. Sorry.
That's okay.
So and then up 2 over 1. So up 1, 2, and then over 1, and we land here. You should have a point at 1, 1. Oops, that's really awful. Okay, you should have a point at 1, 1. And if you went back the other direction, you should have a point at -1, -3, right? Okay, so I want you guys to do another one. Okay, we've done 2 examples of positive slope, so let's look at an example of negative slope. Y equals, and this time I'll make it a fraction, y equals -3 over 4 x plus, let's say, 6. Okay?
Wait.
So identify, hold on. Before we start asking questions, identify M and B before you do anything. So write down M and B first.
Is the just the 3 negative or the whole thing?
Whether it's just the 3 or just the 4 or the whole thing, that's all the same meaning. They all mean the same thing. So if I have -3 over 4, or I have -3 over 4, or I have 3 over -4, all 3 of those say the same thing. Okay? Just give it your best shot. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's wrong or right now. What matters is identifying the pieces and trying to plot it. Okay? Good. What are you missing? What are you missing from what I wrote up there? A negative sign, right? Okay, good. That's a great place to start. Now, what does that mean? Okay, I would agree if it was a positive slope. So how do I create a negative slope with 3 and 4?
Easy.
Hey, Mr. Did I finish my
1, 2,
Where are you starting?
6?
Are you doing this? Is this what your graph looks like? Ah, remember, it's not an x value, it's a y value.
Oh.
Gary, identify M and B and then draw it on the graph. Yes, good. Okay, so, perfect. So how can I make a slope going that way with 3 and 4? 3 moves things which way? Up and down, right? And 4 moves things which way? Oh, left and right. You did the 3 and 4 back. So down 3 and 4. I think you did down 4 and 3. Yeah, so it should have been 3 and 4. I just didn't notice until I just said something. So, right, this can be up or down, and that can be left and right. So if you go up and over, is that going to give you a negative slope? No, so I have to go down and over to get a negative slope.
Yeah, I don't put half the container. I just put
So this is close, but you have to start on y-axis. So remember, whenever we say b is always going to be on the y-axis. So what's your b
I'm doing
value?
a vertical.
So 1, 2.
I don't put that model, they will just screw it
So
up.
that's where you start. Now, 4 and 3. That's rise over run. Okay, so if I rise and run this way, is that going to give me a negative slope? Is this direction a negative slope? No, I need to go this way. So which direction do I have to go? 3. This way. I have to go down over.
They're about
Right?
okay.
Okay, so let's look at this. What's the slope? What's the slope?
-3 over 4.
-3 over 4. If you want to write it like that, that's A-okay. And B is what? 6. So I need to go to my graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I put a dot at the 6. It's always, B is always on the y-axis. Okay? And then I need to use my rise over run. Now, I want the slope, negative means this way, like that. So I need to move which way, up or down with the 3?
Down.
Let's go down. Let's go down with the 3. 1, 2, 3. And then which way, right or left, is going to give me a negative slope? We want a negative slope, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I move that direction, it'll give me a line that makes a negative slope. Yeah?
Wait, okay.
You got it, right?
I don't think so.
Okay,